Hello, welcome to the Disability Rights and Resources Summit, hosted by the Disability Law Center of Virginia. In this session, we're going to be discussing pre-employment transition services and vocational rehabilitation services for all youth with disabilities. My name is Rachel Loria, and I am a disability rights advocate at the Disability Law Center of Virginia.
And I am Lydia English, disability rights advocate, also at the Disability Law Center of Virginia. And we are here to bring you a lot of information about our program CAP, which is Client Assistance Program. So let me tell you what is CAP. CAP helps persons seeking information, applying for services, or receiving services from a Center for Independent Living, which is CIL, or vocational rehabilitation services, which is VR, we will call them like that. And those programs are given by two institutions here in the state of Virginia. They are Darcy's Department of Aging and Rehabilitative Services, and the other one is DBVI, Department of Blind and Vision Impaired. And again, we are the office and organization that administer that program. They are under the obligation of telling you that we are here to assist you. So during this presentation, you will see how can we assist you and work together. Now, one of the important things that you need to know is what rights you have. Because sometimes people call us because they have no idea what is going on, Rachel?
Yep, sometimes it's a communication issue. Sometimes they just haven't been educated about what rights they have as a client of vocational rehabilitation services or a client of the Center for Independent Living.
Absolutely, and that is why we insist that you have a voice, that you have a voice in planning your VR services or IL, which is Independent Living Services. You have the right to receive timely decisions on your request for services. It's not that they are telling you by phone or you call them and they'll find out suddenly that your services has been stopped. No, they have to be notified in writing if those services are denied or your case is closed.
Or if there's any real change in your services, they should be letting you know that.
Exactly. Changes are important to be notified to you. And also they need to give you the opportunity to request a reconsideration for this decision, or so you have time to appeal it or talk about it. The last important thing, they need to notify you of our CAP assistance program that is available to you through the Disability Law Center of Virginia. So we start here talking about what is vocational rehabilitation. In the vocational rehabilitation services are services that may be useful to support you if your disability limits you in getting, keeping, or advancing in your job. And remember, those are the important points. You have to have a disability, and this disability is limiting you in finding a job, keeping a job, advancing on that job. So those services, the vocational rehabilitation services, are typically provided by those two organizations we mentioned, DARS and DBVI.
And one of those services that is part of the vocational rehabilitation agencies is called pre-employment transition services. and we often refer to them as pre-ETS or pre-ETS. And it's important to understand that these services are no charge to the family. They are paid for by the WIOA Workforce Innovations and Opportunities Act and provided by DARS and DBVI. So these services should not be costing families money. Pre-employment transition services are available to students starting at age 14. And it's important to start planning for these services early and to speak with your DARS counselor or your DBVI counselor or your school counselor about what services these could include. So typically, pre-employment transition services consist of 5 different services, including job exploration counseling, work-based learning experiences, counseling on training and educational options, workplace readiness training, and instruction in self-advocacy. And I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about what each of these services can include. So job exploration counseling. DARS and DBVI, or one or the other, can work with students and families to determine what careers the students are interested in. This can be done with a written career interest inventory or with a picture inventory. But one thing that we're going to be making sure you understand during this presentation is that services need to be individualized to the student and the family. For example, if you are someone who does not do well with a written career interest inventory or a picture interest inventory, you can talk with your counselor and explain that to them and have them help you figure out another way to do these career interest inventories. This job exploration counseling can be really helpful and useful if the student either does not know what type of career they're interested in, or if they're interested in a lot of different careers and a lot of different things. This might help them focus a little bit on what their interests are. Second type of service provided under pre-employment transition services is called work-based learning experiences. Sometimes VR will refer to this as trial work experience, or TWE. For this service, the counselor can take students to different workplaces so that they can learn skills necessary for different jobs. For example, if I wanted to work in a retail store, they might take me to different retailers so that I can see what day-to-day life looks like at different jobs. And this can also, if you're more comfortable doing this in a virtual setting, there are virtual programs that can also provide some of this work-based learning experiences. So once again, that's something that you need to talk about with your counselor. Okay, the next one is counseling on training and educational options. Often when I'm talking to families and to students, they think that educational options only means a 4-year college. This does not necessarily just mean a 4-year college. DARS and DBVI can work with families and the student to see what education options would be the best fit for high school. This can include lots of different options like vocational school, community college. It might be a 4-year college, or it might also be on-the-job experience or any kind of education after high school. So this is something important to talk about with your counselor because they may be able to help you figure out what career track to take after you finish school. So the next one is workplace readiness training. And that is where students learn skills necessary for work. And sometimes we refer to these skills as soft skills. These skills can include resume writing, social skills, interview skills, time management, and lots of other skills that I'm sure we can all think of that are necessary for work. The last one is called instruction in self-advocacy. this is a skill where they teach students how to advocate for themselves and when it's appropriate to advocate for themselves. This can be done in school, and they can talk about accommodations in school. It can be done talking with them about accommodations that they might need at a future job. Or it can be done talking about advocating for themselves in the community. But self-advocacy is a critical skill that a lot of these youth need to understand when they're moving forward with their lives after high school.
And this is you are absolutely right. It is important because at certain moment, we will need to talk about our disability in order
Absolutely.
to ask for those accommodations.
Right.
So one important thing is just to inform ourselves of our own limitations, and then we can advocate for ourselves.
And not just our own limitations, but our own abilities as well.
And I think that services should be based in, or our self-advocacy should be based in our strengths.
Absolutely, they should be strengths.
You can go ahead. Thank you, Rachel. So we will touch also on assistive technology.
Yep.
In assistive technology, we have to keep in mind that this is exactly whatever we need in order to function on a daily basis. Right. They don't have to be absolutely sophisticated.
It doesn't have to be high tech or low tech. It doesn't have to be expensive. It's just anything that helps us with our daily lives.
Yes.
So we recommend that as early as possible, you start talking with your VR counselor about assistive technology, because we want to keep in mind that as you leave high school, the school usually, if the school provides the assistive technology, they will usually keep that assistive technology. And we actually did a training earlier about assistive technology today. So if that's something you're interested in watching, I believe it was recorded this afternoon. So if it's something you're interested in watching, please feel free to look at that recording. So as I said, we recommend that as early as possible, you start talking with your VR counselor about assistive technology. Sometimes STARS or DBVI can assist in paying for assistive technology. Lots of different ATs such as iPads, reading software, screen readers, laptops, or accessible books or materials can sometimes all be provided by DARS or DBVI. So we want to note here that these can only be provided if it relates to the employment goal. And there's other eligibility criteria that you have to meet in order to receive some of these resources. So it's important to talk with your VR counselor about assistive technology so that you can know what's necessary to apply for getting assistive technology, or they can help you understand what you need to submit to them in order to be eligible for that.
Now, when can I start receiving adult services? So vocational rehabilitation services we recommend really that you start as soon as possible. As Rachel said, if you are at the school, the pre-employment services, it has to start the transition information at the age of 14. And here, when you are out of the school, as soon as possible, please contact your DARS office or your DBVI department at your area. And there will be a counselor to help you fill out an application for services after high school. You ask questions, get information. We have heard parents that say, oh, I was told that these services are not for my kid. Please don't go with that advice. let the DARS or the DBVI counselor be the ones that determine what kind of services you could get.
Right. And we recommend when you're planning for services after high school that you start planning even when you're still in high school. If you start talking with them your junior year, senior year, start talking with how you're going to transition services outside of school.
Very important.
And
Because
very
everything
important.
is connected.
Absolutely. And we want that transition to be smooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So talk with us about what some other services could be from DARS or DBVI.
Yes, so other services, they have many services to really offer you job coaching. You will have a specialized individual that will assist you with all those skills that you need to learn and manage while you are doing the job, and it will be kind of your mentor and monitor and assistance during that time. You always can consult with them. Assistance with interview skills and job search. As Rachel mentioned, soft skills, very significant skills because we need to know how to do an interview. That is the only moment that you can sell yourself very highly. You can just be proud of everything that you have accomplished at that moment.
Right.
They offer you assistance in teaching skills necessary for careers. If you determine that you are good on this and this, those skills needs to be learned and they will assist you on that. Also think of transportation to and from work. So those are parts of the conversation with the DARS and DBVI.
And that needs to be a conversation. It's not necessarily something that they can automatically do unless they know that it's something you need.
Exactly. So everything starts with communication.
Mm-hmm.
Work-related expenses. Again, we go back to the interview attire. You need to be well-groomed, presented, and they also could help you with those costs. There are programs that will facilitate those kinds of attires for you. And the benefit analysis is another one that you should take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
It is the one talking, if you receive benefits from Social Security, you could be working as well, and you will know how much you can earn in order to not lose the other benefits and things like that. Other strategies, how to save in these special accounts, and ask for that benefit that it really will be helpful.
Right. And one note on the job coaching is that this person can start by going with you to work. They can help you learn the skills necessary for work. For example, if you're supposed to be hanging clothes up at a retailer and you can only do so much per hour, they can help you get to the level that you need to be at in order to be successful. And then they can let you be as independent as possible. And they can leave, and if you have issues, you can contact them. So that's something really important to understand that DARS or DBVI can help with.
Yes, they are working with you, not against you. And this job
Absolutely.
coaching also could help you with the accommodations. Talk to them. So information could travel the way it needs to be. So continue with the services. They should be provided in the language that are most comfortable for the client, because
Absolutely.
we have language differences, manners and customs, education, learning process are different. And if you need interpreter, they should be provided to make comfortable these kind of services. This is something to speak with your counselor, because they will not know it if you don't explain to them and request the things you need in order to succeed. And families view support and independence differently. And this is also something to speak about with your counselor, because again, services should be customized to you and to your needs and not be generic. We talk about it at the beginning because we are shaped in different ways. We are a diverse community and we all learn in a different way. So how do I know if I am eligible? Eligible is, the only way to know is call it DARS or DBVI. But we have to remember first that to be eligible, you need to have a disability. And that disability is the one limiting you to keep, or progressing in your job.
Right.
So that is the main condition. And from there, call the office and they will
Right.
give you the rest of assistance and information.
That condition is really important to remember, because if you're having issues keeping or progressing in your job, then you might be eligible for services. So that's really important to remember.
Now, if you are eligible or not, the number to call to confirm that is DARS. We have 804-662-7000 and a toll-free number 800-552-5019. DBVI has a 804-371-3151 and a toll-free number 800-622-2155.
And it's important to remember that DBVI may be able to serve you if you have a vision impairment or if you are of low vision. DARS may be able to help you if you have any kind of other disability, or you might be eligible for both, but you don't know until you contact them.
That's right. That is why it is important to contact them. You also can go into their website and check if there is any way to link them through email. If you are having any issues receiving services, getting services, you are not happy with those services, that is why we are here to advocate for your rights, to support you in getting those and receiving those vocational rehabilitation services. You can call us Monday through Friday. We are open. Phone number, don't forget it, 804-225-2042. We have also a 1-800 number, 552-3962. We have access through the website, a link where you can write down your questions, your concerns. If you don't want to talk to us, and you better express yourself in writing. So our client assistance program, again, that is CAP, enables us to advocate for Virginians who have disabilities and are either not receiving this vocational rehabilitation service or not satisfied, or they have any issues with these organizations. How can dLCV help? We can answer questions. Please call us. Any question is a good question. And we can explain clients' rights regarding to the vocational rehabilitation process and independent living, help client work through your concerns with your counselor. Sometimes it's just a communication issue. We can provide information about other services for which you may qualify, and potentially represent in negotiations or fair hearings.
You talk about with us is confidential. If we are showing your story, it's because you have told us and signed our consent form saying that we can share your story. And we really appreciate the families and the clients that allow us to share their stories so that other people can be aware of services that could be helpful for them. Another example is I was working with a client who needed social skills training through a local school that was providing this for him. And DARS followed up with the family and told the family that they could no longer fund for that really important social skills training that he needed to succeed. We were able to advocate that DARS continue paying for the social skills training, and we were successful. So it's important to understand that if you have a decision, if they make a decision that you're not happy with, you can always call us, and it's something we can speak about to see if we can help to advocate for what's needed.
Yes, it is crucial for us, you to know that all information that you give to us is confidential.
Mm-hmm. So what can people expect when they call us at dLCV?
When
You can call us.
So go ahead.
You can call us between 8:30 and 4 on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and you can ask to speak to our intake and referral specialist. At that time, we'll do our best to assist you and at least give you the information that might help you with the situation you're in. If we can do an intake and help you further, then we'll probably do that over the phone with you at that time. Afterwards, the information will be sent to what we call subject matter experts, SME, and that person has more expertise in the specific subject matter that you're calling about, and they will call you back to let you know if dLCV can assist further. You can call us, as we said, at 804-225-2042 or 1-800-552-3962. And we both really appreciate your attention and your time today. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call, and we will do whatever we can to assist you. We really want to thank you for your time. We hope that you have left this presentation with more knowledge and more advocacy skills in order to get the outcomes that you need. Thank you.
Good day. Thank you very much.